Okay, Summit Road Society, Marie, please. Welcome.
Kia ora koutou, nā rā te mihi mai aha kia koutou. And I'm Marie Gray from the Summit Road Society. I think most of you know the Summit Road Society. We're a grassroots conservation organisation working to protect the Port Hills, and we own and manage 4 reserves on the Port Hills and lead the community trapping program Predator Free Port Hills. So we don't have much time, so I'll focus on the key messages. You would have read our written submission. The Society's long-term vision is around the reforestation of the gullies of the Port Hills back into wetlands, shrublands, lowland podocarp forest. And really the events of up north bring that to the fore. This has actually been part of the council's own waterway strategy since 1999, and the rangers are doing an amazing job, but the work is just simply going too slowly. And we need to bring about transformational change in this area. Related to that is the investment in the erosion and sediment program. So the council has earmarked $9 million over the next 10 years. $9 million is a great start, but it really needs to be like $90 million. For us to restore Avoca Valley, that's 38 hectares, a 1 gully system back to bush, it's $2 million. And you know that is relying on a huge volunteer component. It's probably actually really about $2.5 million. And so that's the scale of the investment that is needed in the restoration of our gully systems. And last year, in July, it was the heaviest rainfall on record for a month in July, 300 millimetres, and we saw significant slips in Linda Reserve, our reserve in Heathcote, which is very bare. We're undertaking this restoration, and we saw multiple slips. We lost hundreds of our new plants that we had just planted. And when you think of a built-up environment like the Port Hills, if we saw the weather that we saw up north with 300 millimetres in 1 hour, what will be the impact on the urban houses of the Port Hills? It will be devastating and it will be expensive. So actually investing in the restoration of the gullies of the Port Hills makes complete sense from biodiversity, from community wellbeing, and from economic, because it is about building resilience to heavy rain events that are coming. Just also like to reiterate our support for Pessary Banks Peninsula. They will give their own submission, but we are doing great work here on the Port Hills with 1,500 trappers. And now we've got the emergence of Predator Free Christchurch, which is really exciting. Every time we have a meeting, there's a new 2 or 3 groups joining that network. So huge enthusiasm from the community around Predator Free work. Would like to lend our support to allocating additional finances for the rebuild of the South Library. The Summit Road Society uses the South Library extensively, as do many community groups, and we'd like to see that shortfall of $2.5 million budgeted. On the Port Hills Management Plan, that has been talked about a long time. It is now time to fund it, to resource it, so that we can address all these many complex issues around biodiversity, the ecological and cultural values, reforestation, biodiversity, recreation, fire risk, and antisocial behaviour, all in the context of the whole. We noted concern about the red zone properties. We have seen firsthand rockfall. Rockfall risk is a real risk, and we are concerned about the proposal to put some of these houses back into some of these properties back into housing, because we know that rockfall risk increases with heavy rain events, and we just really ask the council to think very carefully about the future risk for people who will be living on those properties. I'll leave that there because we don't have much time, but thank you for the opportunity.
Okie dokie. Timothy.
Well, thank you for the work you do, and also mentioning the South Library. It's really appreciated.
Kia ora, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Good on you.